time now is 5 o'clock. This is Monday, April 18th, 2022, and I call to order the regular City Commission meeting for the City of Clewiston. If you would all stand, we have Pastor Ramos from the Lutheran Church who's going to open us in prayer, followed by the pledge to the flag.
If you please join me in bowing your heads in prayer. Gracious Father, we come before you, reminding and remembering the events of last week, beginning with Palm Sunday, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and your glorious resurrection on Easter. On those days, on Thursday, you washed the disciples' feet, and you said, if I, your teacher and Lord, wash your feet, you should do that for one another. And that's our calling, to be servants, to serve others. And that's my prayer, that this assembly, this council, be servants of the community. They are ministers of God. And I pray that by the power of the resurrection and the love of God in Christ, they may do their work for the glory of God and the well-being of this community. We entrust them all into your hands. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Martin, do we have any additions, deletions, changes?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay, if you would take a look at the consent agenda and our agenda, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Gardner, second by Pittman. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We invite anyone from the public who has any comments to come forward at this time.
I just had a question about.
If you'd state your name and your address for us,
Lamar
Mr.
Sherrill,
Sherrill. Thank you.
911 Granton Road, Clewiston, Florida, for 72 years now. So, this bridge that's supposed to go in up there, I asked, I think a week or so ago about a sketch of it or something. I had some ideas, and I was told they would maybe have some available. Do we have that yet or anything, or?
The engineer's preparing an updated one. I've got a preliminary, but I'll be glad to share that with you. But we can show you
I think I
that.
discussed it a little bit with you and.
We've got the design plans. But,
Yeah, the design of it.
Yep.
Because I had a question about it. It was my understanding that on the overflow parking, there was only going to be one access in and out of there. And I see a little bit of a problem with that because in the past, when we have these tournaments with several hundred people involved in them, there's parking on the sidewalks, there's parking hanging out in the streets and everything else. And I have yet to see a violation or ticket on anyone's windshield, which is not good anyway. But if we got one way in and out of this overflow parking, that may not be a good scenario. So it's just a suggestion that I'd like to make, that we need to think about having this thing where we can have two ways in and out instead of just one. So it appeared from what I've gathered on the information talking to y'all about it, that the bridge is going to be high enough for boat traffic underneath the bridge.
correct.
So it should be high enough for a driveway there also to the overflow parking.
I'll be glad to show the
But
plans to you.
It's
as they've
something
been
to
approved.
consider if it's only gonna have one way in and out, and we got 250 people in a bass tournament. It may be interesting. So
We appreciate your observations. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the commission? Our first order of business tonight is the recognition of the 2021 Employees of the Year. Mr. Martin?
Okay, I'll try to, I could spend quite a bit of time discussing these individuals and their many accomplishments, but I made some comments at the last meeting when they were announced. But tonight we bring them here to honor them, so I think we need to get right to that in front of the commission. Appreciate each of them being here and members of their families and others that were able to attend. I'll call them out, and I'd ask the mayor to come down and present their plaque, and then we'll do a picture with the full group, if that's okay with the commission behind them, if that works.
That works.
Okay. Again, I won't spend a lot of time except to say that we have a fine group of employees in total. It's always difficult to single out any individuals, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and we're doing that for right reasons. And the individuals tonight, all I can say is they're all exceptional, and they're doing a fine job for the city and performing above and beyond. And so with that said, I'd like to ask them each to come up and meet the mayor up front. Ashley Smith, representing General Services employees.
Oh, I don't want to be like in the back of everyone in
We'll
these
do
pictures.
individuals. We'll do individuals, and then we'll do a group with the whole board.
1, 2, 3. Are we gonna seal in there?
And Ashley, before
Like getting all on top of
I'll
you.
let the mayor say anything she would like. And
And Ashley is just not such an asset to the city. She goes out and does the 4-H pig mama thing, she does the FFA thing, she goes their cheerleader mom, she has a wonderful son who's active and busy, she doesn't stop.
she's coaching this year, by the way, baseball.
Yep, so she's one of those people, whether it's here or whether it's out in the community, she's up in the middle of everything, and I just appreciate it. Thank you.
Ashley, would you recognize your representatives here tonight?
So this
You got a group of them.
Yes, big group. So
Ask
this
y'all
is
to
my
stand.
mom, Donetta, and this is my stepdad Rick. This is my daughter Aliana, my son Gavin, and my boyfriend DJ.
That's, y'all stand. I'm gonna just stand here. We'll call the others up. Oh, next would be Tanisha Cohen's Police Department. And we can never get Tanisha when she's not on duty.
Yes, she's
Honestly.
working.
She's always on
She's
duty.
working.
Always on duty.
I've worked with this lady for a long time. She tells them where to go. And they listen, and they listen. This is a mom of a couple of beautiful young ladies who has supervised and made sure that that communication center runs the way it should. And if somebody needs time off, she says, no problem, I'll be there. She covers those shifts. You were never left wondering what's going to happen for our public services in the city of Clewiston. I was blessed to work with her when I was there at the police department. I'm so glad that you have that longevity and you've stuck it out with us. I love you. Thank you, Tanisha.
Thank you.
How many years?
22.
22.
My picture. I was just
Sorry.
You're fine.
22 years.
And Tanisha, I know you've got some of your coworkers here. I don't know if you brought any other guests. If okay, so if you want to say anything, feel free.
We're lucky she showed up. She is so
I know,
shy
I
and
know.
just wants to be in the background.
I was afraid she wouldn't.
Thank you.
Ashley, I didn't ask Ashley. She said today, "Do I have to say anything?" And I said, "Well, you don't have to." But,
Thank you. Come on over here because we're going to make you make a
Okay.
picture again.
And then next, representing our Public Works Department, David Germany.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Mr. Germany, no matter where he's at, you get the wave You get the smile. Miss P, what can I do to help you? This is a gentleman who goes out of his way, and again, whether he's on city time or whether he's on his off time, if you need something, he's one of those who's gonna step up and say, what can I do to help? I appreciate you. How many years?
Next month be 30.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, I just been glad to work for the city. Been good to me.
We're glad you're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Did you bring anybody?
No, they wouldn't come.
Because he's a lot like Tanisha too. If he could have just had Danny bring it out to him, that's exactly what he would have done.
Okay. Next, representing our utilities, Public Utilities Department, Joel Sims.
I just want y'all to know this is what the water plant guy looks like.
He never comes out of it.
So when you turn on the faucet, this is the guy who's making sure what's come out is what we want. So you're welcome. Joel, how many years?
3 with the city and 5 altogether at the plant.
Right,
He was with the contract company.
right. And we were lucky enough to pick him up.
One more. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to
Joel,
say something?
Oh, my wife's here with me today.
Better introduce.
Happy to be appreciated.
We appreciate you.
And last but certainly not least, our Director of the Year, Danny Williams.
So what needs to be done? Let's see, parks, utilities, road, he does everything. The day you left.
An event or two.
Yeah, the event or two. The day you left the phone company and came to us was our lucky day. And I'm very happy for that. I appreciate it. I believe everybody in the commission is grateful for what you do. And this should say Libby Williams too.
Oh,
Right?
I'm gonna change this when I go home.
She's gonna correct. Yeah, she's one of those who again, will not take credit for anything, but when you see Danny, especially on the weekends, 6 o'clock in the morning, they're getting ready to go have breakfast, they make their ride around town to see how things are doing and what needs to be spruced up, what needs to be looked at. Every time you see that park change for the season and for whatever the special occasion is, Libby's right there. The hands are dirty, the hair is up, half the time she's kicked her shoes off, and she's in there making sure that we present that wonderful, sweetest town face as people drive along 27.
That's true. That's the answer, isn't it? You know, my wife and these guys here that help me so much. That's why I've got this right here. I've got a great staff, great people, and again, like my wife, being behind me, it's awesome. That's who makes me.
You
These
pour
people.
yourself into all of this also, but you and Libby both do. That's quite a unique team that you have there.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Get a picture.
All right, if we can get y'all back up there, all 5 of you, and what the mayor wants to say, go back up, and the commission join them behind.
She's coming back out. These chairs are so awkward.
Y'all could display your plaque.
Coming back up.
And I've got the covers when you get back.
No, Joel, you can't do that.
What is it?
He put it up in front of his face.
This will work. Randy, where are you?
Over here.
Joel, if you want to come in this way just a little bit.
Act like you like each other.
2, 3. A little bit. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tanisha. Thank y'all.
If any of you would like to say anything.
You know, I guess just want to say thank you to all of y'all. Mr. Germany, thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys.
Y'all have a great
Appreciate
evening. Appreciate everybody. I just want to know why Libby's not here.
right?
She avoids the camera. I don't know.
No, she won't.
I'm
She's
surprised. I'm surprised.
She's probably out in the park right now.
Not thinking, yep.
She's on a mower.
Thank you.
She was doing this little area in the middle here last week, so I think she finished that.
All right, moving on. Item number 2. This is a final public hearing on ordinance number 2022-01, and this modifies the text of the comprehensive plan, and it provides for the inclusion of a private property rights element in the comprehensive plan. House Bill 59, 2021 is an act relating to growth management, was passed by the Florida legislature during the 21 legislative session. It requires local governments to include a private property rights element in the comprehensive plans. City Commission approved the first reading of ordinance 2022-01 on January 24th of this year by a vote of 4-0. Commissioner Gardner was not here. Proposed ordinance was distributed to the State Land Planning Agency and various other agencies for review on February 2nd, 22. City received notice of no comment on the proposed amendment from the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity on February 8th, 2022. Planning and Zoning Board met on March 14th, 2022 and recommended approval by a vote of 4-0. Board Member Hatham Kaki was absent. Do we have any citizen comment on this final public hearing at this time? Hearing none, the recommended motion is to approve ordinance 2022-01. Do we have a motion? Motion by Heislope.
Second.
Second by Gardner. Do we have any commission discussion?
None here.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Agenda item number 3. This is ordinance 2022-08. This is a first reading. 2208 rezones a parcel of property located on the west side of South Lopez Street between West Haiti Avenue and West El Paso Avenue from R2, two-family residential, to R3, multiple family residential, pursuant to the zoning land usage change application by Derek Beck of Piper's Properties, LLC. Planning and Zoning Board met on April 11th, 22 and voted unanimously to recommend approval by the application of the City Commission. Do we have any citizen comment at this time? Hearing none, the recommended motion is to approve ordinance 2022-08 on first reading and set the public hearing for May 16th.
So moved.
Motion by Thompson, second by Heislope.
One item I won't be discussing or voting on this due to relative is part owner of this.
Okay, if we could make
Can I
the
change-
note that
can I
Mr.
change
Pittman
my
has
vote now?
recused himself.
I'm not part owner, but my relative is.
Okay, all of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Agenda item number 4 is Resolution 2022-024. This authorizes an application to the U.S. Congress for a congressional appropriation request for community project funding to improve and expand the city's existing wastewater treatment plant. Financial impact is going to be $13,507,000 to be funded by a congressional appropriation if approved. Do we have any citizen comment at this time? Hearing none, the recommended motion is to approve Resolution 2022-024.
So moved.
Moved by Thompson, second by Pittman. Do we have any commission discussion?
Just well done. Getting that done in time.
It was amazing. Any other discussion, comments? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
don't want to break your stride, but I got a note just for making sure. Did we approve the consent agenda?
We did right away.
Okay, that's what I questioned. was
We did
raised.
first thing.
I thought so, but I want to be sure.
That's okay. You never know. Sometimes I have
put
a
it down,
tendency to
but,
overlook.
wanted to be sure. Okay.
Appreciate that you got my back. Thank you.
Good people have all of us.
Agenda item number 5 is Resolution 2022-025. This approves the amendment to the traffic signal maintenance and compensation agreement contract. A is an Alpha, R Romeo X-ray 79 financial project number 413632-1-88-01 between the State of Florida Department of Transportation and the City of Clewiston, setting the compensation to the city for the maintenance of traffic signals and other devices for the fiscal year 2022-2023. Financial impact will be $24,214. Do we have any citizen comment as to Resolution 2022-025 at this time? Hearing none, the recommended motion is to approve Resolution 2022-025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Gardner, we have a second by Thompson. Any commission discussion? Questions, comments?
Doesn't go up much.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Agenda item number 6, resolution number 2022-026. This approves the extension of the 2017 lease of the 220.5 acre parcel of real property located in section 28, Township 43 South, Range 43 East, Section 33, Township 43 South, Range 43 East, and Section 33, Township 43 South, Range 34 East in Hendry County, Florida, to Forage Management, LLC. Financial impact is $16,900. Do we have any citizen comment as to Resolution 2022-026? Hearing none, the recommended motion is to approve Resolution 2022-026.
So moved.
Moved by Pittman, second by Gardner. Do we have any commission discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Commissioner Thompson?
As I brought up at the first reading, this company was dissolved in 2019. And I think we need to do further due diligence, and make sure that they're up on their LLC and get everything in order before we move on this. As of 4 o'clock today, they still were not in compliance. I don't know how we would sign this property over to something that don't exist.
Do you have an update, Madam Clerk or Danny?
I mentioned it, but I didn't talk to them.
I spoke with the owner, and they're going to get back with us, but they haven't yet.
But I don't think,
Can we make a motion
Make it
contingent?
contingent upon that being accomplished.
I had one other question too. They have to keep insurance on that property throughout the lease. And is there a current policy?
Do you know?
Do you know, Kathy?
If they're not an LLC, my question would be, how could they have an insurance policy if they don't exist?
I'll verify that tomorrow.
We'll make sure that those are contingencies if you include them in the motion. to
I'll
approve.
amend my motion for those contingencies, that the LLC is active and valid, and that the insurance certificate is received.
And somebody has to police this over the next 5 years to make sure they stay current as a company and the policy stays in place, because it's evident that this fell through the.
Commissioner, I would recommend putting a date certain requirement for them to provide the insurance and the proof of.
Like annually,
Correct.
instead of depending on somebody from the city to ask.
Well, before we sign it, is what you're suggesting.
Correct. That way.
So a 30-day,
Yes. That way they can't just, for whatever reason, don't put it off, and then we just have this lease floating
right?
in the air.
Okay.
Okay, so an amendment to the amendment, 30 days to get the required paperwork in.
Okay, I'll amend my second to include the amendments to the amendment and the amendment.
We are
30 days? We need.
duly amended to contingent upon the LLC insurance in effect, and they have 30 days. to
Report
do that.
annually.
And report annually. Report annually is good with you.
Well, the city can report annually.
Yeah, we'll verify it.
Requesting that, okay? Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Agenda item number 7 is Resolution 2022-027. This approves the First Amendment to the continuing agreement for professional services, originally dated October 20th, 2020, between Stantec Consulting Services and the City of Clewiston, reference to the indemnification of the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT. It's unknown what financial impact there may be. Do we have any citizen comments at this time as to Resolution 2022-027? Hearing no citizen comments, recommended motion is to approve Resolution 2022-027, subject to approval by Stantec Consulting Services Legal Department.
So moved.
We have a motion by Hyslop, second by Thompson. Any commission discussion?
We are assuming all the costs will be covered in the FDOT money.
Yes, they are appropriated all the funding for this. Andy, you got any?
Yes, I concur that it would, and there's no proposed change in price. It was just to make sure this language got in there that was in one of the agreements that the city has, and FDOT requires that in there. Stantec does work for FDOT all the time. I don't see them not approving it, but I suppose that's always a possibility.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Agenda item number 8. This is discussion regarding the appointment of 2 members to the Firefighter Pension Board. City Commission adopted Ordinance 2022-03, creating a new firefighters retirement system under Chapter 2, Article 4 of the City of Clewiston Code of Ordinances. The ordinance creates a firefighter pension program whereby the city will receive state-collected taxes imposed on property and casualty insurance premiums with which to fund the pension program for Clewiston firefighters. In exchange for receipt of the funds, the legislature has established certain criteria under which the funds must be operated and managed. This ordinance meets the minimum criteria adopted in Chapter 175 of the Florida State Statutes. The City Commission adopted Ordinance 2021-04, which took effect October 1st, 2021, capturing the existing tax revenue levied in the amount of 1.85% of the gross amount of receipts on all premiums collected on property insurance within the city. It's now necessary to create a firefighter pension board or board of trustees to administer the proper operation of the firefighter retirement system. The board shall consist of 5 trustees, 2 of whom shall be legal residents of the city of Clewiston, who shall be appointed by the City Commission. 2 of whom shall be full-time firefighter members of the system, who shall be elected by a majority of the firefighters who are members of the system, and 1 who shall be chosen by a majority of the 4 trustees. At the March 28, 2022 Commission Workshop, Manager Martin recommended the Commission appoint Finance Director Sherry Howell as one of the members of the 5-member board. City advertised notice of the board appointment to the public, asking those interested in serving to contact the city clerk. The following individuals have expressed that they are willing to serve if selected: Jerry Cochran, Chuck Pelham, and Jeff Smith. All individuals are eligible as city residents. Do we have any citizen comments on this agenda item? Hearing none, we will look to Mr. Martin's recommendation.
Well, my first recommendation is the same, that one of the appointments be the finance director, who is qualified and eligible. With regard to the other three individuals, the only comment I'd have is we were recommended that we not appoint someone that serves in another board capacity. The only one that does at this time is Jeff Smith, who was previously on our audit selection committee. So if he's appointed to this, then I would recommend he not be eligible to serve on that. And you could come up with a different person to serve on that. So either way, whether he's selected here, if he's not, then he'd still be eligible to serve on that. And I have no other comments on the three as to the board's preference. All are eligible as citizens in the city.
Commission discussion?
Mr. Cochran and I had a discussion after the last meeting, and just being aware of his history as a firefighter and being on the pension board before. I can't remember the county now, somewhere down Broward County. I think offers a lot of experience. I have no problem with any of the three other names. They're all fine men. But I think Mr. Cochran would weigh in a little higher on my scale because of his experience. But that's my comments.
And Mr. Cochran's been very active in the city, comes to meetings, involved when he can. I would like to see an appointment of Mr. Cochran.
Is that a motion?
I'll put that in motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Thompson, second by Pittman. Further discussion?
I think they're all three very qualified. I mean, you have two pastors who wish to serve the city. And I think, I know that Pastor Chuck Pelham was he was also a volunteer fireman for many years. So I know that his heart to serve the city in that capacity of his past experience, and also as a pastor, just like Pastor Smith. I think they're very, all of them are qualified. There's no doubt that Jerry has the most experience. And over the years, especially at budget time, Jerry has talked about, the well-being of our volunteer fire department. And I think he takes that to heart, and I think that he would continue to do that on the pension board.
Just a question for the attorney. Or were you going to say something?
Just to ask if Greg would entertain adding Sherry to his motion.
That's what I was going to ask the attorney if we needed to do that.
Should we do two separate ones? Or
I'll withdraw my motion. And make a new motion that would be Mr. Cochran and Ms. Howe.
Second.
We have a motion by Thompson, a second by Pittman for Ms. Finance Director Sherry Howe and Jerry Cochran. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
And if I could just thank for the other.
Yes, thank you, Jerry, for stepping up, and yes, and to Pastor Chuck and to Pastor Smith for being willing to stand in that gap for our firefighters.
It's good to have more people that's willing to step up and volunteer than you have openings. That's not always the case.
No.
Jerry Cochran, for the record, I thank you for the opportunity to serve, and I hope that I can be of help. Certainly got enough ideas. When we started our pension system in Boca Raton in 1974, we were $400,000, combination of fire and police. Today, it's slightly over $500 million. I don't know if we can have that kind of growth here, but
Don't get your hopes up.
few more members, but combination of city contribution, chapter money, and employee contribution. And the biggest part was interest earned. The average employee, and we've got some fairly healthy pensions, they withdraw what they put in 18 months. That's a rule of thumb. Most of that money they pull out is interest earned, and it's going to take a while to build it up. But I think we can do that if we get the right financial advisors.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments on our action agenda and completed items? I like how we're removing things off of the list. Hearing nothing, any?
Well, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I see a couple of things, Randy, on here for workshop in May.
Yeah.
Do you have a date for that?
I was going to ask, we've got two possibilities. I believe it's the 23rd is the fourth Monday, or the 31st on Tuesday, since the 30th is the holiday. I don't know if you have a preference. I think either one of them.
The 23rd would work better for me.
I agree.
Okay. Monday, the 23rd, is that?
May 23rd?
Yeah. Our regular meeting would be on the 16th, the Monday prior. This be the next workshop.
5 o'clock.
Does that work? Okay. Thank you for bringing it up so we can finalize that. Then May 23rd it'll be.
Thank you, Commissioner Highslope. Any other questions, comments on the action agenda or completed item list?
I just wanted, I know that we talked about outstanding liens at the March 28th workshop. And you'll be giving us updates on that?
We're going to do them
Where
at
we're
least annually on all of them, but
But the process, because there were several pieces of property that the code enforcement officer brought up.
yeah, we'll bring
So-
them up as each of them
Yeah, I
progresses.
think I'd like to get an update as far as, I know sometimes it takes a while on code enforcement, but for the legal process for those to go through with, just seeing how we can collect some of those outstanding funds to the city.
Some of them will be coming here for action, as you know, if there were waiver requests, obviously, those would be coming, and we expect at least a couple of those in the near term. But we will do a regular update to you.
How about any update on the recreation director?
My plan's still to appoint within May, to announce an appointment in May. That's my goal.
And anything on the Commerce Park? I see some properties for sale.
Well, there's one already under construction. They've dug footers for the Modern Line Furniture property. And
Are they the ones flipping that property? Or is it the other company?
no, they're selling, they're building their own industry. And the other property that the corner one, the larger piece, I think it was 6 acres, that one is up for sale, and there's a company interested in it, a different company. I think the husband and wife, that's the one, the husband and wife split, and the husband, she had all the money, something like that, as I understand it. And so that one is up for sale, but I do understand there's a buyer, a potential buyer.
They're not following through with that company to
Don't
build their
know.
manufacturing?
I'm not sure if it'll be the same company. It'll be a different company, but I'm not sure if they're going to do exactly the same project. They haven't announced it yet. They do have plans for it.
There's no language in the contract where it revert back?
No, we purposefully did not put reversion clauses because of the prior experience. And,
We discussed that.
but they're still obligated to meet the same requirements for development as they would whether they bought it from whoever they buy it from. I'll give you an update on all those in the near term. I need to contact each of them just to see where they stand, because I've had conversations with 2 or 3 of them who are ready to do a project, but haven't broken ground yet. But I know this one has already broken ground.
That's why I was asking, because initially there was a rush, not on your end, but on their end.
All right.
And they closed on the property and
Yeah.
for sale signs up.
Well,
That'd be
just on that
concerning.
one parcel, one of them is they're building 2 buildings, but they're going to lease one of them until they're ready for use of the second one. So they're not selling. It's the same company keeping ownership. But they're building 2 30,000 square foot warehouses, industries, and they're going to lease one of them if they find a tenant short term until they move into the second building as their business grows, because they're relocating from the northeast, the operation, and they'll do that incrementally, as I understand it.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? Any questions or comments about the budget report, finance? Hearing none, we will move on. Department monthly activity reports. Mr. Martin, your turn.
I just want to remind you of the clerks listed them on the agenda just so we can keep a running tally of how many vacancies we have on various committees. And I've asked her to place this on your May meeting. We advertise for these and we'll be trying to bring you whoever's interested in filling any of these vacancies at your May meeting. So if you know anyone that's interested, please recommend they get us an application. But just for the public's sake, there's one vacancy on the Planning and Zoning Board, one vacancy on the Board of Building Commissioners, and 2 vacancies on the CRA Advisory Committee currently. And as I previously advised you, you will need to select one of your own at that meeting to serve on the audit selection committee as the chair of that committee, since a previous board member served in that capacity the last time we went through the process.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Oh, ma'am.
Mr. City Attorney?
Nothing for me tonight.
Nada? We'll start at this end this time, Mr. Thompson. Commissioner Thompson?
Just as we acknowledge our great employees, I want to thank them all as a whole. They do a great job for us every day, and they're not always seen or heard, but without them, we couldn't keep on doing what we do. Just appreciate them all. Nothing else.
Commissioner Pittman?
Yeah, I would echo those thoughts and words. Also to our city employees, I mean, I think we're second to none when it comes to our people. They work hard and they're good. And we may not get things done as fast as we would like, but we get things done right and in a good professional manner, and I appreciate that.
I agree.
The only other thing I had, I mentioned a Citizen Recreation Board at the last meeting, and I think it's something that our community needs. I think there's people out there that would serve on it. So I would like to even make a motion that we start down that trail to form an ordinance, a policy, whatever I don't think we need an ordinance, but just a policy to begin to enact on recreation board. I think if we would have had one already in place, I believe sincerely we would have already hired a recreation director. I just believe that when we put our heads together as citizens and people that are out there with their children in these programs and they're overseeing them and watching them, it just makes everything just seem to go easier and better. Not to mention our citizens that have chosen put $1 a month in off of their power bill to our recreation fund. And I think they should have some say-so as to where that money goes. So with those reasons, I'd like to hear what the commission thinks, of course, first, but I'm prepared to make a motion to form that board, at least to get it presented to us with names and people. And I understand it might take a couple of months to get names and things like that.
You got to start somewhere.
Got to
I
start
think
somewhere.
that's a great idea. I know several, young families that, they have young kids and they want to see.
Well, we have so many facilities that,
Right.
and I
They
know a
wanna see
recreation
things that they
director
can
is going to
do
fill
and-
a lot of that, but,
But that board will
there's
do
so many
nothing
things
but
to do.
foster further
And it's,
buy-in.
and
Get
it's
the
from
right
the
board. It's
yeah.
not even just telling somebody what you want to see and what you want to do. It's how can I help you
Absolutely.
get this here where we want it to be. And that's in my vision. That's what I see is picking what I call movers and shakers.
Would you recommend a committee of 5?
I would start with 5, I think, and you don't want to get it too big.
No, I think 5 is good, and also, I mean, it's not just. I mean, I know it's important for the young, but also for the old. I mean, we got pickleball courts that really could be used. We've got walking trails through the town. We got lots of things, but
Maybe a dog park someday.
yeah. But what I definitely would like it to do is to mirror what the Golf Course Advisory Committee does, because they come here and they meet, minutes are taken, and I think it's important for those discussions to be these are decisions and recommendations that will be made. So it's a 5-member board. I think it'd be perfect right here, just like, other advisory committees. I think it's important.
That's
So
a motion, I'll second it.
We already made a motion.
Yeah, Jimmy made the motion. I thought I seconded it, but maybe not.
Right.
Go ahead.
So we have,
I'll make the motion.
I thought you did.
yeah. So we have the motion by Pittman. We have a second by Gardner. And this is to explore establishing a 5-person recreation citizen board.
It's explorers who do it.
Okay.
Well, we'll bring back and you'd have to appoint them and adopt whatever.
And that's what the exploration is. You put down what your parameters are, what it is that you expect.
Try to have it for the May meeting, if at all possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
The document anyway, the mechanism. And,
We'll start
and
sending people your way.
Yeah, if you feel free, of course, the commission, but the citizens feel free to ask people that you think. I would pick the mom or dad that's out at that ballpark 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And it's not just because they have to be there, but they see things and ways to improve things and,
Right.
But anyway, you guys know who those
They're
people
living
are.
it.
And if they're going to show up to a game, they're going to show up to a meeting.
Yeah.
They're living it. So we have a motion by Pittman, a second by Gardner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
good.
Other thing is, Mr. Sherrill came up and asked about the bridge picture. I asked about it at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Again, not in a huge rush to see it, but I would definitely like to see it by the May meeting. I know you had an original rendition, but
Yeah, they've done one, but it needs a little tweaking, or I would have presented it tonight. But I also want to show him the site plan. I think is what he's more interested in. But we're going to show y'all the schematic, the view of it also.
yeah.
Yep.
And maybe you can get some embossed imprints on the concrete.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Panels.
Yeah, and we've gotten pricing for the in whatever you want to call it, the design, and it's pretty reasonable, I thought. So we've got a couple of different examples, but they're still tweaking the pricing. So we didn't bring you a recommendation on that tonight, but we'll have a visual as well as the pricing to do that and share it publicly with y'all. And
Will that be just the bridge or the amenities around it also?
This is just the bridge, yeah.
And just information on this last, an update on our credit card system. I know we had talked about it before the last budget. And I know with our new animal services building and people in and out of there a lot, have we installed any? Are we close, or where are we with our POS system?
I can have Sherry do an update either now or if you want us to, we can put it on the workshop agenda as well, an update then.
That's a month and a half away.
Well, either way, however you want to do it.
Well, I just
If
put
she's
an update.
prepared tonight.
I mean, just say we're not close. We'll be there in a week.
If not, I think we need to set a goal.
Can't do it.
You can certainly set a goal. If you look at your consent agenda tonight, you'll see a budget amendment over $12 million. Those are projects that are above and beyond the workload. And somebody has to record all that work. When the contractors come, we have to ask for the money back when we pay. You're looking at the person that does that. And yes, I do have a staff, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm not going to make any excuses. You can certainly set a goal. We had a goal for the pooled cash. We have accomplished that. Every time that we tweak, and I understand that we need to get credit cards, I'm not arguing that, but that every time we do that, it's money with our software company. So it's not that I'm dragging my feet, but I don't want to waste the money for the software. So, I mean, I'll be happy to set a goal and to work with it, but I can only say if you just look at the consent agenda, and that's just what's being brought over. That's not what we recorded last year.
Would it be
And all of
costing?
it has to be right. in order for us to get our money back. And I take it very seriously. So it's a pyramid thing with me. Right now, I'm in the throes of the audit. That's very serious with me too.
As it should be.
I'm one person. I do have a staff, but there's certain things that you can't just go, oh, here, you do this today for me. And so that's where I'm at. I'll be happy to talk to anybody in my office. I'm always available. If you want to talk to me in detail, I really don't feel like this is the platform for it, but I'll be happy to sit up here and talk about it. But not one person has ever called me or asked me how it's going. And so I'll be happy. I'm always available if you want to talk to me.
Can we outsource that to a vendor? Would that alleviate that concern?
We can talk about it.
If that would help you out.
My suggestion would be we're going to have the budget, some items related to budget in our upcoming workshop as well. And we'll have a schedule for the budget development process. Maybe Sherry can put together a timeline that seems reasonable from her perspective to accomplish some part of the goal. Like we did the pool cash, we got that one checked, but the credit card, it is a consideration that's going to come up when we have the AMI complete. So we're as a long term, we want to make sure it's in place well before that, but that's, we got some time on that.
For the record, I just want to make sure everyone understands it does not involve our utilities. We have capabilities for that. We are taking care of that business. The business that we're talking about, although I'm not debating whether it's important or not, it's very important, but it's minimal compared to that. And for the record, I would also like to say that it is not that I'm not accomplishing a goal. I feel like the department, and I have a lot of ladies that help me, 3 other ladies, we have accomplished a lot because whenever we have these grants that we've gotten, that's a lot. And I'm quite proud of the fact that we have gotten our money back that we've asked to get it reimbursed. We're able to do that. We're able to document it in such a fashion that we are getting it back. But it is above and beyond. It's more work. The workload is a lot, and it's very tedious. So I am proud of that. So I'm not going to make any apologies that I don't have that done.
Well, throwing something extra on you in the middle of audit is.
I would like to, and I also wanted to reflect that we're not talking about somebody can't pay their utility bills online.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it's an inconvenience for citizens, and we're all here to serve. But I just also wanted to let everyone know that budget amendment you see, that's a lot of work. That's not just putting that on a piece of paper.
Yeah, and I'm not questioning your hard work, how much you do. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. So I'll address the city manager. You come up with a plan to get this done, and if it means hiring someone temporarily, 2 people temporarily, let's get it done. Okay, and you don't have to do it. He has to do it. He works for us. You're doing an outstanding job, and your staff. So that was not the implication of my question. Wasn't your workload or how hard you guys work. I know how hard you work. I've seen your car up here on the weekends.
And at night.
So please don't take it that way. I'm just asking because we asked for over a year.
Kick it down the road
that's
anyway.
all. And
Okay.
so,
Got it.
but thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. All right.
No, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Gardner.
Sure. Tonight, on this agenda, that there were several mentions of board committee member vacancies. You mentioned that there's 1 vacancy on the P&Z board, 1 vacancy on the Board of Building Commissioners, and 2 vacancies on the CRA, as well as now talking about a Citizens Rec Board, as well as that the possibility that maybe the Audit Selection Committee, did you say that all 4 of the...
Well, 3 have indicated their willingness. We haven't heard from the 4th yet.
Right. So that's something that needs to be looked at. But there's certainly plenty of opportunities for the community to participate by volunteering and serving the town. And so I encourage everyone to look at these responsibilities, and hopefully we have some kind of guideline, Kathy, for each of these committees, that if somebody's interested, that they can look and see how many meetings on average, and what the work would entail. Because I know that there's lots of folks out there that would want to help. So I'm just encouraging the community to volunteer for some of these positions. That's all. Thank you. And again, a big thank you to the city employees, and especially to our outstanding Director of the Year. Danny, we appreciate you. I know Libby was mentioned tonight. We certainly appreciate her. But you definitely, as Sherry has said, tonight, going above and beyond. She's done that for many years. You have too. And so we appreciate that so much.
I got a text from my wife. She didn't know about it. She's in trouble.
Oh.
That explains. That explains.
Tell Libby she gets a raise.
I did tell her. She just forgot. I know when I get home.
Sounds like an excuse. Thank you.
So if we're going to keep talking about Libby, I'm going to say we worked with Libby on a project last week, and I looked at the girls who I was working with alongside of Libby and said, where has this woman been my whole life? Like, how did we get anything done without Libby? She kind of fell from the sky to start, anyway, into my life anyway. So I certainly appreciate her, and you, of course. But just to echo everybody else, Mayor, the outstanding work that our city staff does, it certainly doesn't go unnoticed. And I thought it was great how Joel Sims simply said, I'm glad to feel appreciated, and I think that's so important. Yes. That we make sure that our people know how appreciated they are. With that, I want to remind the commission that we have the South Florida Ag Foundation has, I believe we're at 12 congressional staffers and 1 FDACS representative coming in tomorrow to tour with us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the EAA. And we have electeds and city manager dinner tomorrow evening at Mr. Swindle's. So we'd love to see you guys there. And you too, Molly.
Yes, thank you.
The ladies and the guys. And that's it. Mm-hmm.
Travis, we're still moving along with Big Lots? Good.
Everything is cleared up. They should be moving forward.
Excellent. We were blessed as a city the last 40 days. I would like to give a thank you to the Ministerial Association of the City of Clewiston, who held 40 days of prayer. And the ministers and citizens met every morning at 6 a.m. to pray for our city, our county, our country, for public service, for elected officials. And on Saturday night, they had a beautiful service where they concluded that 40 days of prayer for our city, for our communities, and for our nation. We were the recipients of their appreciation. And one is a proclamation of God's blessing, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14, for the city. And the other was, here, Molly, I'll pass that down to you. And the other was a thank you for allowing them to be able to meet, at John Boy, for allowing the 40 days of prayer to happen, for a space for them to come together and beyond the doors of the churches, to come together as one and to hold up our citizens. And I think that is a big part of what makes us who we are, that we do have those faithful people among us. Our citizens are blessed. We're blessed because we live in America's sweetest town. And our employees, they're our friends. They're not just our employees. And every time I walk in my house and I see home sweet, home, understand what that sweet is. It's the Sherry Howells of the world. It's the Danny Williams. It's a David Germany. It's a Travis. It's a Chief. It's Tito. It's all of you who come together, sometimes over seemingly insurmountable odds. Jerry, you're in the middle of it now, to make sure that I remember to give thanks every time I see home sweet home. And I wouldn't give it away for anything. I appreciate you for my quality of life, for all of ours. And you are responsible for that. You are the ones who contribute to what goes on in my house. Thank you. Thank you. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion by Pittman. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Gardner. All in favor? Aye. Time now is 6 o'clock.